Hi everybody. I decided it was time for a 2021 update video. Haven't uploaded a lot in the past year. It's just been busy. Just been really busy with things, with life. And I had gotten back into collecting some weather radios amid the pandemic last year. I collected quite a few of them actually during that time frame. I don't know if I've shown them all, but I'm actually going to do it right now in this update video. I'm in a new place since I've last uploaded a video. I actually have been living here over a year now to this point. Oh, my monitor just went out for one of my PCs there. That's one of my PCs. And I've got another one to the left right here on a bigger screen. So that's what's going on. Yeah. So right now, like I said, I'm going to go through my whole radio collection. I'm going to show the 5 that I do have in operation right now, and then I'm going to show the rest that I have stored because I don't have room to set them all up, and the reception kind of stinks in this apartment. So yeah, I'm just gonna proceed ahead and show you what I have. So we have the golden goose of weather radios right here, in my opinion anyway, the Midland WR100. It was actually the first weather radio I've ever gotten back in 2009 Christmas time. This is not that same radio though. This is the one that I unboxed back in 2018, and it's the newest WR100 that I have that's currently in operation. It's version 5.
In Buffalo, it was mostly cloudy. It was 73 degrees.
And it sits right there. So moving over here, I have my Radio Shack 12-521, which I've had since 2011. It's already been 10 years, and this thing still is kicking it.
Degrees, or 21 degrees Celsius.
Yep.
The dew point was...
The antenna is still great. The sound quality is still good. It obviously received the recent required weekly test because I've had this thing plugged in for over a week now, and it doesn't say check reception, so I know that this thing is still catching alerts 10 years out of the box. So that's a quality unit right there. I'm glad I have it out and running again, and that it's still part of my collection. And here's another quality unit that I have, the Sangean CL100, and this is one of the first radios that I had picked up during my hiatus in 2020 during the coronavirus. Picked this one up on eBay. I don't remember for how much exactly, but like I said, this was a quality pickup. I'm glad I got it. Listen to it. The sound quality is great.
Under mostly cloudy skies. Now here is the hazardous weather outlook for portions of central and southern Minnesota and west central Wisconsin.
Yeah, the speaker on that is one of my favorite parts about this radio. It's very good quality. However, I had the weather function turned off because even on low volume, this thing is extremely loud, even on the lowest siren volume. And I do not want that going off in the middle of the night because I do have neighbors that would definitely hear that despite the fact that I'm in my own apartment. I know it's kind of contradictory to having the other 4 radios in voice mode and ready to go. However, the volume levels on those are not nearly as loud as this one. The low siren on this one is even louder than the WR100, to be honest with you. So that's why I have that one off currently. So here is a Radio Shack 12-259. It's the beige variety, the one with the public alert symbol on it. So it's not, this radio itself isn't technically the rare one. I have that in my collection amongst 3 other 12-259s that I have, which I'll go through later in this video. This is another radio that I picked up in 2020, last year, during the pandemic. And I have that one in operation right now.
At some central Minnesota locations,
I'm going to turn that down.
it was clear.
Yeah. And this is a very recent pickup. I'm talking within the last week recent. This is the Radio Shack 12-251. I picked it up on eBay because I like the sound it makes when it goes off. I didn't really have it for the purpose of listening to the weather. I have it for when it sounds off just because I like the sound. So yeah, I picked that up. I'm glad to have it be a part of my collection. It's in pretty good shape too, so be excited to hear that thing go off. So those were the 5 radios that I have in operation currently. Now I'm going to go through the 27 or 28 other radios. I think it's like that number. However many number radios that I have in storage right now that I hope to be able to set up someday when I get out of this apartment and get into my own place. That's the next big goal. So back here we've got a Radio Shack, the scanner that I've had since 2010, the Pro 2054. It's been featured in a lot of my alert videos. It was given to me by a neighbor when I lived in Wisconsin with my parents back in 2010. She passed away in 2017, just a week after I moved up here to Minnesota. So, yeah. And right here we have the Eton Zone Guard. I purchased this one in 2014. It's put away because I chose not to have it be amongst the 5 that I have out, simply put. It's not my favorite radio in my collection, especially because of the siren sound, and it kind of resembles a picture frame with the stand. I mean, it's different, it's unique, but not my favorite in my collection by any means. Plus the reception on it's not the best, so yeah, that's another reason why it's not in operation right now. So within this box here, along with the radios are in these boxes as well. This is the First Alert WX67. I haven't even had this thing go off for even a test yet, because when I purchased this radio, I was less than a week away from moving out of the apartment that I was previously into this one. So this basically went right into storage immediately, and I haven't really taken it back out since. But yep, got that on eBay last year during the pandemic. And here's one of the 2 Recom R1630s that I have. This particular one I got back in 2011. Last time I used it, it still operated and ran like it should. Still goes off for alerts. The reception is good, and yeah, it's definitely still kicking it. So there's the Recom. And here we have the Capello that I bought back in 2013 from a Target. The alphanumeric display reminds me a lot of the WR100, but the whole radio itself is obviously quite different from that. Can't remember how much I bought it for exactly, but I just remember that I bought it in 2013 from Target. So that's the most that I remember about this thing. I believe I might have been the first one in the EAS community to purchase one of these, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I could be the second or third as well, but I'm pretty sure I was up towards the top if it wasn't the first. So still have that. It's in good shape still. So here's the WR300 that I've had since 2011, 10 years now, where in 2020 I thought it had died out, and then it came back to life again, supposedly. I ran it again, and well, at this point the sound quality on it is actually not very good, so I'm assuming there's a dying capacitor in there, and it's just not working the way it used to. But it's still, as far as the last time that I operated it goes, it's still going. So I have another WR100, or I'm sorry, WR300, and that is a version 8. I believe this was a version 5. But this is the one that I've had since 2011, and the version 8 one that I purchased last year that was supposed to replace this one, but after I bought that one, this one decided it wanted to start working again, intermittently at that, but still counts. And this is my original WR100 that I got for Christmas in 2009. I'm actually going to pull this one out and show you what it looks like today. When I bought it, or when I got it, it was completely white like they always are coming out of the box, and look what's happened to it. The discoloration there. Yeah, the white is turning into like a urine colored yellow almost. I can't really explain it, because when I originally put this radio into storage, it wasn't like this. It's been sitting in a box for 3 years, so I'm not understanding how the discoloration is, this bad on it. It still runs and operates like it should, though, so from a working standpoint, it still works, but cosmetically, it's aging. It's aged a lot. I've had this radio again for, let's say, 11 or 12 years now. And this is another WR100. I got this one in 2012. This is a version 4, so it's a version older than the one I just showed you. That other one was a version 5. This is a version 4, but I got it more recently than the other one. I got it on eBay. Don't remember how much it cost. I just remembered it was used when I bought it. Yeah, that's the WR100 that I picked up in 2012, and I've got so many other radios over there to go through, so I'm going to get started on that. And what we have here is another WR100, but this one has not been unboxed, and that's because I picked it up just this week off of Facebook Marketplace, and I actually intend to give this to my lifelong best friend back in Wisconsin. I'm just gonna hand it to him as is. I'm not even gonna open it up or set it up or anything for him. He can do that himself. He knows how. He can just go on YouTube and figure out how to set that up. This, again, is the golden goose of weather radios in my opinion, and why not give him one of the best? So, yeah, that one's going to be going to my friend when I see him next. And here is the Midland WR120. I know it came out in 2011, however, I held off so long on getting it because, to be brutally honest with you, I'm really not a fan of this radio. I know it operates and runs well, it's good quality, it is a good Midland product, however, I'm just not a fan of how it looks, personally. It looks to me like almost like a spaceship or something like that. It doesn't really resemble a weather radio very much to me. A couple things that I don't like about this radio is the shape of the weather snooze bar there. I just think that's weird. It's half oval. Not a fan of that. I'm also not a fan of the 5 LED lights for each advisory, watch, and warning. I was cool with just one. Like, they could have just made it one long light instead of 5 square ones. And I'm not a fan of the positioning either. The advisory, watch, warning. I'm used to having that flipped around the other way. I just think that's backwards in my opinion. Picked this up from Walmart back in 2020 during the pandemic. But am I glad I made it a part of my collection? Yes, I am, because again, it is a good Midland product, and it's not in service right now, but it will be once I move out of my apartment here and get into a bigger place where I can set everything up. So I'm expecting it to do well. And here's the other Recom R1630 that I have. This one's a little more used. it was a local pickup from Facebook Marketplace that I picked up last summer. And it works just as well as the other one that I have. Just another Recom, good radio. So I figured, why not have two of them? And here's the AlertWorks EAR-10. This is the black version. I bought this online in 2013. It still runs, still works. I've never really been a fan of the speaker quality of these AlertWorks models, because to me it just sounds like it's how do you say it? It sounds a little fuzzy, and that's characteristic of this model of radio, because I have the white one there too, which I'll be showing next, and that it does the same thing on that one. It just sounds, I'm not a fan of the speaker quality. It just sounds cheap. But overall, it is a good radio. I like how it looks. I like the screen there, and then the lights on the side, the advisory watch warning. Yeah, no issue with that whatsoever. And here is the white AlertWorks EAR-10. It's almost exactly the same thing as the black one. Obviously, the only difference is the color. The speaker quality is the same, not a fan of it. I bought this back in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. And this was one of the first ones that I bought during that little hiatus. It wasn't the first, but it was one of the first. So, yeah, there's the other AlertWorks EAR-10. Works good. Here's another one that I picked up last year during the pandemic, the Midland WR-10. I bought it brand new on eBay. This was just a unique item that I felt I had to pick up, make it a part of my collection. I like the siren on it, however the reception is not great, and in this apartment especially it was probably going to struggle, so I didn't even bother try setting it up in this place or yeah, testing it out or anything. I've always liked the AM/FM feature that's on there, so that's cool too. And another thing about this radio is that it's literally shaped how the M in the Midland logo is. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that. Pretty sure everybody in the community that has this radio has noticed that, but I just thought that was really cool when I figured that one out. And here is the Midland WR400. I believe it came out in 2017. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I know it wasn't terribly long ago, as far as numbers of years go. It's definitely not as old as the WR120, but I got this last year in 2020 in I got it at a Cabela's store, and I decided to make it a part of my collection. The radio itself is good. The reception on it is good. Sound quality is good, and it's a loud one. So yeah, I can't wait to hook that one up again. I won't be doing it in this place, but when I move out, yep, this one's going to be in operation again. So here's the version 8 WR300 that I bought last year. That was meant to replace the one that I bought in 2011 that died, and then I bought this one, and then the other WR300 decided it wanted to start working again, and then only work intermittently, and well, anyway, this is the version 8 that I bought. I already pointed out the differences between this one and the other WR300, version 5, the other one that I have, when I unboxed this one. This one, I have to say, is much louder when it goes off than the other WR300 is. It doesn't matter what siren volume level you have it on, this one is really freaking loud. So that's the key difference between this one and the other WR300 that I have. And here is the Radio Shack 12-250 that I got in a local pickup last year. I made a video on that already, though. This is a cool radio. It was much smaller than I expected it to be. I thought this was going to be a big radio. Aren't all Radio Shack radios like that? It only seems like it. They just seem so huge in the pictures, and then when you see them in real life, they look so small. But anyway, not really complaining about it. This is a good radio. I like that little screen there, and then the statement, watch, and warning lights. The reception on this thing is really good. I feel like I would have no problem getting a good signal in this place with this radio, but I don't choose to have it out right now. But it's a good quality. And here is the Radio Shack 12-249, another good radio that says statement instead of advisory. That's just how old it is. Can't remember how I got this one. I don't know if it was a local. I don't think it was a local pickup. I think I bought this one online. But it's another good radio. The reception is good, strong signal coming from the antenna. And it's just another one that I have put away just because I didn't want to make it one of the 5 that I have out. So that's the only reason it's sitting in a box right now. Good radio, though. And this is the Radio Shack 12-519. This was probably one of my favorite pieces of the collection. Unfortunately, it's not in operation because there's a sound quality issue with it. I got this back in 2011, so it's over 10 years old. I believe the tuner on it may be dying, and that could be the reason why I'm getting bad sound quality when it comes to the weather frequencies. The AM FM is fine. There's nothing wrong with the sound quality in those. But it's the again, it's the weather function. In fact, I'll actually hook this up real quick here to show you what I mean.
It was fair, with a temperature
So I got it hooked up here,
around the state.
and that's what the sound quality is with the weather frequency. It's really not good.
National false. It was cloudy.
Yeah, to me that's a dying tuner, it sounds like. But the FM, with a good antenna signal, there's nothing wrong with the sound quality there. So yeah, that's a shame. This is one of my favorite radios, and they're getting harder to get. I know there's a few on eBay right now that are much more expensive than retail price. I bought this thing for 80 bucks. They're going for more than that on eBay because they're getting harder and harder to get. So it's up in the air whether or not I decide to get a replacement for this one, because again, I like this radio. I like how it looks. I like the model. I like the build. And I used to love to have that display screen there be my alarm clock. So yeah, that one's a shame right there. So here's one of my 2 Radio Shack 12-262s. I've got another one sitting in the box right there. I believe this is the older one that I have of the 2. The one that I've had since 2010, and since I was living at home in Wisconsin. It ran as recently as last year. It still works, it still runs, it still gets alerts. The sound quality is good, the signal is still good. This radio has not really let me down at all over the years. It's had a few blips in 10 years, of course, missing some very sparse alerts, and sometimes saying it was unrecognized watch, warning, or advisory. But other than that, it really hasn't let me down over the years. It's been pretty trusty. I've had it since 2010. I know some people have some problems with this 12-262, but this one has been going strong for me all these years. And again, as recently as last year, it was still getting alerts just fine. So that's a good sign. And here's what I assume to be, because it looks that way. This is the newer of the two Radio Shack 12-262s that I have. I bought this one last year during the COVID-19 pandemic. And I only bought it because I got it for a good price on eBay. I thought, hey, this radio brand new, yeah, that'd be awesome. I was having some problems with this one though. It wasn't going off for alerts or tests or anything like that, and it was displaying check operation or check reception, one of the two, whatever it says when it's not capturing alerts. Yeah, this one was having some issues. Not sure why, but I will plug it in again at some point and see if those issues were just a fluke or if this radio is actually dysfunctional. But I haven't really been eager to figure that one out, as it's been sitting in a box for the past year. And this is a Radio Shack 12-382. Picked this up last year on eBay. It wasn't a local pickup, though I could have picked it up locally because the eBay seller was actually just a county over from me, but they still wanted to send it to me in the mail anyway. Understandable, again, because of the coronavirus, but this is a good radio. I like this screen. I like how the alert scrolls on there. It sounds just like the 12-262 and the 12-521 when it goes off. The antenna is really freaking long, and the sound quality and the signal quality is good. I wish I would have bought this radio when it was in retail, thus making it a part of my collection sooner than I did. This is a good radio. And this is the Radio Shack 12-261. Yes, the 261. This is the one just before the 262 as far as model numbers go. It obviously preceded the Radio Shack 12-382, just with how it's built and how it looks. The screen is bigger, and the scroll format is a different style. But it has a lot of similar features as the 382 has, and it operates very similarly. It has a long antenna with a good signal quality. It's a reliable radio. I'm glad I picked it up and made it a part of my collection. Alright, now I'm getting into my handheld radios, and then that'll be the end of the collection here. This is an Oregon Scientific. I picked this one up off of eBay, or I'm sorry, Facebook Marketplace. It was a local pickup. I believe I only got it for $10. This is the one that does come with the charging cradle. I'm just not showing it right now. But, yeah, Oregon Scientific handheld. So here I've got a Midland HH54 VP. I think this is the one that I got back in 2011, which I thought for years I couldn't find this radio. I thought it might have been lost in moving, but I eventually found it again. It was within some other things that I thought I had lost during moving, but I was very relieved to have actually found it. Haven't powered it up in a while. It needs to be charged if I want to use it again. The battery's dead in it, obviously, because it hasn't been used for years. It hadn't even been touched for years because I couldn't find it, but again, I found it, so that's the Midland HH54 VP. And here's the other Midland HH54 VP. I believe this is the VP2. And I bought this one last year in replacement of the one that I thought I had lost. This one's got the clock currently running on it. But I have this thing turned off. I'm just waiting for the rechargeable battery pack to die out. It's not going to stay plugged in right now. I'll set it up one of these days again. I'll have it running again, but I decided to put it away for now because I only need one handheld out, to be honest with you. So there's the other HH54 VP that I have. It does have the charging cradle too. And here is one of the other Radio Shack 12-259s that I have. This is the silver one. I got this one last year. I bought it off eBay, and I actually unboxed that one on video for you guys. So, yeah, not much else to say about this one. Bought that one last year. And here's the quote-unquote rare beige variety Radio Shack 12-259 handheld. This is the one with the statement code instead of advisory, and it's the beep tone for when it goes off for those statements. And I was told by a commenter, a viewer, that this is one of the rarer models of the 12259, and I got it off of eBay for only 17 bucks, so I was pretty lucky on that one if it really is that rare. And last but not least, I have two Radio Shack 12-522s. Only one of them is functional, the other one is not because I actually screwed it up. But the one that is functional, I have it put away for now because I have the other handheld out, the 12259, which is sitting all the way over there. But I'm glad I picked these up. I got these last year on eBay. I got both of these for only 45 bucks, so I thought it was a pretty good deal, even though they were used. Again, only one of them is functional. The other one I screwed up because I put the wrong AC adapter type in there, and then it just started messing with the power supply of the radio, and it basically killed it. So that's the reason why the other one doesn't work. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I just decided to give a rundown of my entire collection, despite the fact that 90% of it is sitting in storage for now. But hopefully the next time I do a quote-unquote update video, it'll be a much more exciting update, and you'll see some even more cool things. But I may upload some things from time to time here and there, upcoming, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.